When I was on the way home this evening, I passed a church near my house that has one of those electronic message boards that are so popular today. The message tonight was simple. It just said, "You are not alone." I found that fascinating because it's just another indication to me of how alone many people in our culture feel today. It's such a common concern that the people at this church thought that such a message would help them connect with strangers in the community. And I suspect they're right. I think that more and more people in our dysfunctional culture today feel alone. And I think there are a lot of reasons for that. I could get into the psychology and sociology of the issue of loneliness in the culture today, or at least my views about that. But I'm going to talk instead about one specific type of loneliness. Although there are many different reasons that people in our culture might feel lonely today, I've noticed that those who have been abused by narcissists have a strong tendency to feel this way. But our reasons tend to be very different from those of others around us. You see, I've been lonely for as long as I can remember. And I have an odd association between loneliness and a desire to find my true home. I don't know how to get home. I'm not sure I've ever even been there. I'm not from this place. Not really. Yes, I was born here, on this planet, in this state, not too far from where I sit right now, as a matter of fact. But I look around me every day and know with certainty that these are not my people. I don't really understand them, and they don't understand me. We might as well be from different planets. I feel like an alien among them. I've been looking for home since I was a small child. We didn't stay any place for very long. We moved around all the time because my father kept getting transferred. From the beginning, his company sent him from one place to another. It was a painful blur. Birmingham, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Knoxville, Tennessee, Meridian, Mississippi, Anniston, Alabama, back to Birmingham, then to Pensacola, Florida, and finally to a little town called Jasper, Alabama. It was a long line of new places, new people, new situations. I had a mother, then I didn't. I had stability, then I didn't. I craved love and attention and approval, but being perfect was the only way I knew to pursue them. And I wasn't perfect. I have longed for something all my life. I didn't know what to call it. I've longed to find my home. Home isn't a place. Home is someone or people who truly love you. And that's why I'm still longing for the home that I've always needed. In the moments when I'm face to face with such a feeling, I'm graphically reminded that my core fear is of being completely alone, even though I'm surrounded by people. I am around human beings every day. I get along fine with most of them. I like some of them. I know how to move among them in socially acceptable ways. But I've always felt like an alien among them. This is an old theme for me. I fear being invisible. I fear being unheard. I fear not being understood. I fear having no one to listen and to share this world with. You see, I love this world, and I love my life. I want to experience every bit of life that I possibly can. I want to see everything and feel everything and touch everything around me. But I am somehow terrified of not being with someone who sees what I see and hears what I hear and experiences what I experience. I am terrified of being full of love and beauty and experience and having no one to share it with. The fact that there is so much of deep wonder and awe and beauty to experience makes the fear even worse. I need someone to share this experience of life with. But as strange as it might sound, it's not really physically being alone that scares me. I have felt misunderstood for most of my life. It started at home with a narcissistic father who desperately tried to mold me to be like him. It continued in school with my young peers. I didn't quite fit with them. My dysfunctional home environment and the abuse that we suffered there pushed me to be like a little adult in a boy's body. I fit better among adults than with children. At least with adults, I knew how to play the role. Adults admired me, but it was the sort of admiration that you might have for a talking dog. They didn't know quite what to make of me. I wasn't one of the kids, and I also wasn't one of the adults. And that feeling of being trapped between worlds with nobody to trust and nobody to understand me is something that I have carried into my adult life. I believe that narcissistic abuse can make you feel like an alien among human beings. The abuse that a narcissist puts you through can make you feel completely alone, as though there's no one who shares your experience and no one who can understand how you feel. People in our culture can end up feeling lonely for all sorts of reasons, but I think that this is the path of many victims of narcissistic abuse. It's been my observation that most people who feel this way numb themselves. They turn to whatever is their form of addiction. It might be alcohol. They might make jokes about their wine consumption. But some of their friends start to realize that it's more than a joke. If they work hard enough, they don't have to notice what they're feeling, so they can make it work instead of booze. Or they can throw themselves into the lives of their children, telling themselves that they're great parents because they're sacrificing everything for their kids. You can use almost anything to numb yourself. But people who take these various paths toward numbing are all doing one simple thing. They're stifling their emotions. I did that for years, not with alcohol, but with food. People who do this are doing whatever is necessary to make sure that they don't hear those inner voices screaming that they need change and healing, that they need to be heard and understood in a way that has always eluded them. A few people, a small percentage, jump off that hamster wheel of the numbing life. They face the pain of feeling alone. They face the fear of the changes they need to make. And then they take whatever steps are necessary, some big and some small, so they can quit pretending that they're living the sorts of lives they wanted to live. Those of us who have been shaped or programmed by narcissists in our lives need each other. And we need healing that we often have trouble finding. Narcissists made some of us feel as though we are alone and don't deserve to find the love and companionship of a truly loving home or a truly loving family. We were taught to believe lies about ourselves, and it is those unspoken and mostly unconscious lies that keep us feeling alone. And that can't change until we do a lot of healing. I might always feel like an alien in crowds of people. I might never entirely feel as though I fit properly anywhere. I'm not sure. But I do believe that it's possible for us to find others who understand what we've been through and can help us to feel not so alone. At this point, I'm still moving through this world alone, and I'm looking for someone who fits me, if that's even possible. I am achingly tired of traveling this world feeling alone. Maybe you are too. Maybe it's time we unlearned some terrible deceptions that the narcissists in our lives taught us to believe. Then, maybe, just maybe, we won't feel so alone.